Thanks for joining me. Today I'm going to take you through the process of cleaning out your pool filter cartridges. It's an easy job. It's something you can do. It's not hard to do at all. It takes about 35 to 40 minutes. Let me show you the process. Let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is to turn off the pump. I'm going to open up the control panel here, turn off these circuit breakers, and then you can hear that pump just stop right there. First things first, we'll go ahead and drain this out, and let me show you how to do that. Alright guys, so down here at the bottom of this housing, there's a little drain. Usually if you just take the back of your crescent wrench here, you can open that up. So you just put that in there, give it a little turn. You can see that it loosens that up there. Just take that out. You're gonna get a whole bunch of water coming out of this thing as we drain this. There we go. Just set that on the side. So you want to come up here after you open that bottom up. Just open this up. Allows that water to just pour out because it was creating a vacuum there before, and now that you open that up, it's going to allow air to come in and allow that water to come out. So just let that water drain out. Once that water level drops down below the bottom here and drains all the way out, we can take this top part off and then take those filters out and clean those. So now you can tell that water's drained out of that housing. You don't hear any more water running. So I take a 7/8 wrench, just put that right there and just unscrew this. Just unscrew this. Just take that completely off there. Set that aside. Now you can take this housing apart. You can just set that on the side there and lift that off. Pop this top off here. Just holds those filters in place. And now you can take these filters out one by one and clean them off. Wow, look at that. There's a bunch of junk on that filter there. Alright, so I've got the 4 filters out here on the pool deck, and I'm going to wash them off, and so I'll show you how I do that. So basically I just go down through each section all the way around and then move down to the next section once I've gone all the way around the top, and just continue to push that dirt down. Comparing the two here, these have been in maybe 2 to 3 months, and so they're definitely in need of a good cleaning. Alright, so here you go. Here's the finished product. This is after I've already sprayed them all out. Big difference in how clean they look, how white they look. We'll go ahead and put these back in, and I'll show you how to do that. Before I put these back in, what I like to do is kind of spray out the bottom of this housing and get out all the dirt and flush it out of the bottom. So you can see down here in the bottom of this housing there's kind of a bunch of junk and crap and dirt down here. I just like to wash that all out before I put these nice clean filters back in. And you can see it's going right out that little drain hole right down there. Okay, we've got that done. And now this little O-ring that runs around here, you can see some dirt and stuff right up in the ring here. So we want to just kind of take that out, clean that up a little bit. Just want to make sure that's nice and clean. You don't feel any debris along this rubber edge. Now that we got that in place, we can put our filters back in. Those are all flush on the top there. So now that we have our filters back in place, now we can take our cap and put our cap back on. So just bring that in. Make sure that those little round ends go back into the holes in the tops of the filter. Just as such. Give it a little tap on each one. Just kind of make sure that they're all seated in there. And now we can put the lid back on. Now to put the lid back on, you can see you got a gauge up here on the top. So you want to set that lid where it's easy to see that gauge, because you can put this lid back on any direction you want. Kind of rock it a little bit, make sure it seats real good all the way around. And then that rubber gasket is all inside, and now we get to put the band back on. You're tightening it up. I like to give it a few taps just around the outside. What that does is it just helps that ring seat a little bit better on top of that housing. What you want to do when you're tightening this up is tighten it up enough where there's no space in these springs here. So the last thing we need to remember to do is put the plug back in the bottom of the housing. And that plug is right here. It looks a little dirty, so I'm going to give it a little shot with water and just clean that up a little as well. Put that back down here in the bottom of our housing. And remember, this is a plastic plug, so you don't want to crank on it too tight. It does have a rubber O-ring around it, so that'll help with the sealing. So let's don't get carried away tightening it up too much where we actually make more of a problem. Now remember, we can just take the back of our crescent wrench, give it a little tightness, not too much, and we're done. So now that we've got the power back on, what we want to do is get some water going through this system. So we're going to turn our pump on, let it prime, put it on about speed 2, open the valve at the top here until we start seeing water come through, and then let it do its thing. Got it on speed 2 there. Got the valve open up top. We'll wait for some water to start coming through. Maybe bump it up here. There you go. Got some water coming out now. We'll close that up. Bump it up a notch. Make sure everything's flowing well. Took me again like 30-45 minutes to do all that. Pool's back in working order. Hey you guys, thanks for watching. I really enjoyed making this video today. Let me know what you thought of the video in the comments below. And again, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.